applause for our first comedian, Socrates! Did you come here for some beer? Yeah, bringing the queen into our lives. Yeah, my name is Socrates. I am an American. Yeah, appreciate that. I get it. I know what it's like. You guys read the news, it's not good. But, you know, after a while, things get older, and, you know, like, he's got experience. Well, I've got age. Yeah, you can tell over here on the side. Don't worry, I won't bother you too much. It's going great, isn't it? Yeah, woo! Great ideas. That's the thing about life. You learn so much. You know, it seems so early in the beginning, it seems so easy. You know, everything's getting better. You learn more and more, get stronger, get faster. You know, eventually you find out about having sex. You know, it's fun going up that side of the mountain, you know? And then every now and then you'll hear this weird screaming noise. And that's us on the other side of the mountain on the way down, which is nowhere near as much fun, because I'm 57. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's actually 75 in Dutch. Feels a lot like 75, actually. Other people in relationships besides? Anybody else in a relationship? Anyone else? No one wants to admit it back here? You got one? You guys? Kind of. This zone here. Pentuplet going on there. Yeah, 2024. Woo! Everybody's getting together. How long are you guys together?
5 months.
5 months. All right. See that? Glimpse into the future. They still came to a comedy show, so it's not that horrible. It can't be that bad. You know, actually, I suffered a horrible breakup recently. My therapist left me. Yeah, appreciate that, you know. Now the guy's going on world tour. He's at the Luxor telling everybody what's going on. You know, about a year ago, I was taught this Dutch phrase I didn't want to learn, which was, ik was aangereden door een scooterklootzak. Because I got slammed into by an asshole on a scooter. And I broke my arm, and I've been doing sort of this tour of the Dutch hospitals, this houses of paracetamol. And so I got the free psychiatrist because, you know, it's included in the insurance, you know, as opposed to in America where I have nothing but massive debt and suicidal thoughts. Here, it was free, and I got to talk about my suicidal thoughts, which was nice. And the guy basically said he couldn't really help me anymore because I guess I'm a, you know, well-adjusted comedian or something. You know, I had this outlet for myself, and it's like, well, you know, I'm sort of a nihilist. He said, well, yeah, what are you going to do? You know, if you live long enough, you're like, well, helaas in Pentecost, it's life in the Netherlands. Yeah, it's actually my favorite. If you don't know, it's a Dutch phrase. It means, oh well, peanut butter. Yeah, see, knowing what it means doesn't help in any way, shape, or form, right? It's, you know, but you hear it all the time. You know, it's like just came out of me just then. It's one of my favorite things about the Dutch. They have this rhyming culture about the language. You know, it's like Canada is like I have no idea, and it just like helaas Pentecost. You know, because it rhymes. My favorite rhyme is, of course, noken in de koken, which unfortunately means fucking in the kitchen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have no idea how to use noken in de koken in context. It's never come up. No one's ever said, oh, at this moment, you know, when you meet the guy's family. No, I have no idea. Maybe on Tinder, I'm not sure. I think, though, when you combine noken in de koken with helaas Pentecost, you end up with satay sauce. Well, the Netherlands, you know, I came here for the weather, but I'm staying for the food. So basically, on Friday the guy ditches me, and on Monday I had a stroke. Hey, I blame the therapist, you know, wouldn't you? You know, don't want to talk to the guy anymore, but yeah, it's a weird thing getting older. You know, you think like all these things are, you hear about them as you're a young person, like hemorrhoids. You find out, you know, hemorrhoidal cream and unbiting cream, I think it's called in the Netherlands. I had to learn that because, hey, I turned 50 here. Yeah. It's like when I was a kid, my aunt had a stroke. You know, I didn't know about these things. I heard about it. And it's like, basically, it was a beautiful sunny day. Remember we had this wonderful sunny 30-degree weather? You know, it was like Greek weather without the fire. but still beautiful here. And so I figured, well, it's such a wonderful day out here, 30 degrees, I'll go sit outside and have a little stroke. Because I'm that far up the curve that it's like this part where you're like, there's no one else around. And I got tired, as one does, and I took a little nap and I had a big stroke. Yeah, it really sucked a whole lot worse. Woke up, couldn't really walk right, and thinking, well, this isn't good. You Google it. The first thing you did, you Google everything, and it's like, didn't tell me I had a stroke. It was like, well, if you don't have this, Eventually I figured, well, I better call the ambulance. And when I broke my arm, I tried to get an ambulance, and they said to me, are you going to pass out? And I said, I don't think so. And they said, well, take a taxi. I needed surgery, okay? This wasn't like a scratch and everything. I called them, I think I had a stroke. We'll be right there. So if you ever need an ambulance, tell them you had a stroke. They'll be disappointed when they show up, but nonetheless, at least they're there at that point, And the other thing about a taxi, by the way, is they don't have like drugs and with them, like an ambulance, unless you set it up beforehand, which you can do if you know the right taxi driver. Yeah. So basically, like I said, life is a learning experience. Like, when I got up on stage now, you didn't know what it was going to be like. You know what I mean? When you came here tonight, you had a much higher opinion of what it was going to be, right? But the night is young. We don't know where it's going to go. You know what I mean? We look at the news. You wake up in the morning, you flip on the news, you just don't know what you're going to find, do you? Yeah. It's like that day, I thought I was going to go to the sauna that day, and then I came around the corner, and there was this car on the bike path, which right off the bat, I'm thinking, well, this isn't right. And then there was a scooter on the bike path as well. And the little I know about the feet pad, it's for bikes. It's not even for feet. These cars. You gotta think outside the box sometimes. And I tried to explain to them what they were all doing wrong, but I didn't have a lot of time, so all I could say was, ah! And then I went flying like a bird, which was great fun. The bird part was fantastic. It was the landing part that sucked because I landed like an octopus, and I broke half of my arms, and I had to go to the, like I said, the house of paracetamol. And when I got there, they took a look at my x-ray, and they had the worst reaction you can have. This is like the worst possible reaction a doctor can give, and if you're in the medical field, never do this. Because they looked at my x-ray, and they literally went, ugh. I looked at the x-ray, I said, oh, that's not me. Dinner winner, chicken dinner, it's you. And they offered me a shot of morphine. Apparently the paracetamol was not going to cut it. And I took the shot of morphine because it's really good. Anybody else have a shot of morphine here? Any morphine people? Well, some people have it with injury. Some people have it for fun. Some people know a guy. But morphine is a great drug if you get hurt really bad. And they say to you, would you like a shot of morphine? And the correct answer is yes. Because morphine's like a warm hug on a cold night. I really did enjoy morphine. Yeah, and then I left. They gave me this blue strap. This sort of, have you done this? Anybody hurt an arm here? You're all healthy? No one's uncoordinated yet? Get this blue strap with a piece of Velcro on it because it's modern. And they strapped my arm up and like I was a Neanderthal with a piece of twine, but this thing was blue. And they sent me home with the optimistic term, it comes good. This is what they call conservative treatment. It's basically a euphemism for, hello. Oh, sorry. A euphemism for nothing whatsoever?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just doing my thing. We're all here together, you know what I mean? It's one of my favorite things about the Dutch in general is it's this experience, this concept, the greatest Dutch word of all time, which is, of course, is swaffelen. Swaffelen, unfortunately, means to slap yourself into something. It's the Dutch word of the year, 2009. Believe it or not, I moved here, 2008, I think. I moved here in 2009. About 3 months after that, there was a guy in the Taj Mahal in India, and there was a Dutch friend with him, and he swaffled the Taj Mahal for some reason, but it was on video, and it became very popular because there was no real viral videos back then. And the Dutch loved it because that's their culture. I mean, it's a silly, fun culture. It's not so bad, you know what I mean? Swaffling stuff. But you don't want to be swaffled if you can avoid it, My favorite Dutch word, though, actually is gezellig. Of course, it's this word that's very Dutch in its own way because it starts with a ch and ends with a ch. It's got that cell in the middle. But Gezellig is just a wonderful, wonderful warm evening that we do as a group. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're gonna go out like on. No, it is. It's like when you're gonna go on a second date. You think, well, we'll do something Gezellig, and we'll go to a comedy show. And the beauty of Gezellig living, as opposed to like American living, is because no one will pull out a gun and shoot somebody, which by definition owns Gezellig, if anything ever was. But basically, we're coming to the end of my little bit, so that was the screaming down part, and enjoy the middle part of your journey, and when you find yourself with a hemorrhoid and a stroke, remember me, you heard me coming first, and you guys have a lot of fun. I wish you a whole lot of luck. I hope you come to another show months from now, like these guys made it 6 months later. If the guy had Reiki, he had no idea. And the next thing done, so good luck. My name was Socrates.